Forgive, but don't forget the lesson. That's one of the hardest truths to live by, because forgiveness isn't about pretending nothing happened. It's not about acting like you were never hurt. It's not about letting someone walk all over you and calling it peace. No, forgiveness is about choosing your peace over your pain. It's about saying, you no longer control me. It's about releasing the weight of what broke you, without letting it break your spirit again. But never confuse forgiveness with forgetting. You can forgive and still remember exactly how it felt to be betrayed, disappointed, or used, because that memory is your protection, your growth, your lesson. The truth is, life will test you with people who hurt you deeply. Friends who turned into strangers, lovers who promised forever but gave you pain instead, family who said they cared but never showed up when you needed them, and every time, you'll have a choice to stay angry or to heal. Anger feels powerful in the moment, but it poisons your peace in the long run. Forgiveness, on the other hand, feels weak at first, but it's the most powerful thing you can do for your soul. When you forgive, you reclaim your energy, you take back control of your heart, you stop letting their actions define your emotions. But let's be honest, forgiveness doesn't come easy. Some wounds go so deep that you feel like forgiving means letting them win. It doesn't. Forgiving means you're strong enough to move on without closure. It means you love yourself enough not to live in the past. Forgiveness isn't about them, it's about freeing you. Because the more you hold on to hate, the heavier your heart becomes. You can't climb higher while carrying anger from yesterday. You can't grow when you're chained to pain. Forgive to release yourself, but don't forget the lesson, because forgetting means you risk repeating the same mistake again. When people show you who they are, believe them. Don't repaint their colors because you loved the version you created in your mind. Don't reopen doors that God, the universe, or life has already closed for your protection. You can forgive someone and still keep your distance. You can forgive someone and still choose never to let them hurt you again. Forgiveness doesn't mean access. Forgiveness doesn't mean trust. Forgiveness means peace, and peace sometimes requires distance. So, yes, forgive the liar, but remember how it felt when truth finally hit you. Forgive the cheater, but remember what it taught you about loyalty. Forgive the friend who left when you were down, but remember who was really there for you. These lessons are sacred. They shape you, protect you, and prepare you for better things. The lesson is the light that guides you forward, so never forget it. Some people will hear you've forgiven them and think it means they can come back. No, forgiveness doesn't mean welcome back. Forgiveness means goodbye without hate. It means closure without conversation. It means peace without pretending. Some chapters are not meant to be rewritten, they're meant to be closed. And that's okay. Because real healing isn't about fixing broken connections. It's about finding peace within yourself. You have to understand, not everyone who hurt you is evil. Some people hurt you from their own pain. Some were too broken to love you right. Some were too lost to see your worth. Forgiveness allows you to understand that without carrying their burden. But understanding doesn't mean returning to the fire that burned you. You can love someone from afar. You can wish them well and still walk away. You can pray for them and still protect your peace. And one day, you'll realize forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's proof that you're no longer controlled by the past. It's proof that your heart is stronger than the pain. When you forgive, you're saying, I learned, I healed, and I'm free. But forgetting the lesson would mean you learned nothing. Life will test you again, and when it does, those lessons will protect you. That's why forgiveness and wisdom must walk together. Every scar has a story, and those stories are your greatest teachers. The heartbreak taught you self-respect. The betrayal taught you boundaries. The pain taught you purpose. The loneliness taught you strength. Every lesson you remember keeps you wiser, sharper, and more aware. So when people say, if you really forgave, you'd forget, smile and walk away. Because you know better, forgetting is what keeps people stuck in cycles. Remembering is what keeps you free. There will be moments when the past tries to whisper again, when the memory of what they did still stings your chest. That's okay. Healing is not about erasing the memory. It's about losing the power it once had over you. You may never forget what happened, but one day, it won't hurt the same way. One day, you'll think of it and feel gratitude instead of pain, because you'll realize, that experience didn't destroy me, it built me. And to those who think forgiveness is easy, it's not. It takes courage to let go. It takes maturity to say, I'm moving on, not for you, but for me. It takes power to smile again after betrayal. But that's what growth looks like. Peace that doesn't depend on apology. Strength that doesn't depend on validation. Happiness that doesn't depend on anyone else. You forgive because you deserve peace. You remember the lesson because you deserve wisdom. The world will tell you to be cold, to never trust again, to build walls so high no one can hurt you. But that's not healing, that's hiding. Don't harden your heart. Stay kind, stay soft, but stay wise. Be the person who forgives, but never allows the same pain twice. Be the person who can love again, but with boundaries. Be the person who smiles, not because life is perfect, but because you've learned how to rise after every fall. So, forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Let it make you smarter, not bitter, wiser, not colder, softer, but stronger. Forgiveness is freedom, remembering is armor. Together, they make you unstoppable. Because when you can look back and say, "It hurt, but it taught me," you've already won. And if this message touched your heart, don't just keep it, share it. Someone out there is still carrying anger that's destroying their peace. Remind them, forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Subscribe to Motiversity of Success for more deep, emotional, and life-changing motivational speeches about healing, strength, and self.